Have you ever had an important task, one you knew would improve your life, and still you couldn't make yourself start? You opened your laptop, then checked your phone, made some coffee, watched a few videos, cleaned your desk, promised yourself, I'll start in 5 minutes. But those 5 minutes turned into hours, then into tomorrow. If this sounds familiar, you're not lazy. You're experiencing one of the brain's oldest survival strategies. Most people think procrastination is caused by poor time management. But psychology tells us something different. Procrastination isn't a time problem, it's an emotion problem. Your brain doesn't avoid work, it avoids uncomfortable feelings. Think about the last task you postponed. Maybe it was studying, a work presentation, starting a business, going to the gym, calling someone. What did those tasks have in common? They probably made you feel something uncomfortable. Fear, stress, uncertainty, self-doubt. Your brain noticed those emotions and immediately searched for relief. The fastest relief? Avoid the task. The moment you switch from work to social media, your brain rewards you. You feel better. Not because scrolling is important, but because you've escaped discomfort. That temporary relief becomes the reward, and your brain learns, next time I feel stressed, I'll avoid the task again. This is how procrastination becomes a habit. Another reason your brain delays action is because it values the present more than the future. Psychologists call this present bias. Imagine someone offers you two choices, 500 rupees today or 1000 rupees next month. Many people choose the smaller reward today, not because it's better, but because it's immediate. Your brain naturally gives more importance to rewards it can enjoy now. The same thing happens with work. Watching one more video feels more rewarding than working toward a goal months away. Your brain isn't calculating long-term success. It's chasing immediate comfort. There's another hidden reason: perfectionism. Many people don't delay because they don't care. They delay because they care too much. They want the perfect plan, the perfect timing, the perfect result. So they wait and wait until they never begin. But perfection is a moving target. The more you chase it, the further away it gets. Your brain secretly believes, if I never start, I can never fail. That feels safe, but it also guarantees you'll never succeed. Here's something fascinating. The hardest part of any task is usually the beginning. Researchers have found that once you start, your brain often becomes more willing to continue. Why? Because starting reduces uncertainty. The task no longer feels like a giant mountain. It becomes a series of smaller steps. This is why successful people focus less on motivation and more on starting. They don't ask, do I feel like doing it? They ask, what's the smallest action I can take right now? Open the document, write one sentence, read one page, walk for 5 minutes. Momentum begins with movement. Another trick your brain plays is making future problems feel distant. When you postpone today's work, your brain acts as if your future self will magically become more motivated. But tomorrow's brain is the same brain you have today. Future you isn't a superhero. Future you will face the same emotions, the same distractions, and the same excuses. The only difference is less time. Now here's the good news. Your brain is trainable. Every time you start a task, despite discomfort, you send your brain a new message. discomfort isn't dangerous. Over time, the emotional resistance becomes smaller. Action becomes easier. Not because the work changed, but because your brain did. This is called neuroplasticity. Your brain rewires itself based on repeated experiences. Every time you choose action over avoidance, you strengthen a new pathway. Every time you procrastinate, you strengthen the old one. So ask yourself, which pathway are you building today? Because success rarely depends on one giant decision. It depends on hundreds of small moments when you choose progress over comfort. The next time you catch yourself saying, "I'll do it later," pause. Take one small step. Not because you feel motivated, but because action creates motivation. Remember, your brain isn't trying to ruin your future. It's trying to avoid discomfort. Once you understand that, you stop fighting yourself and you start training your brain to work for you instead of against you.